now. Democratic Congressman Tom Malinowski of New Jersey. He actually co-sponsored the bill banning assault-style weapons. Good to have you on, Congressman. We appreciate you taking the time on a Friday night.
Great to be on.
You're aware of the questions inside Biden's own party about his viability as a strong candidate to represent the party in 2024. This has been a week of legislative progress for him, particularly on his budget bill that has a lot of the things he and Democrats have been pushing for some time on climate, on prescription drugs, even on a minimum corporate tax. Does this fundamentally change his position within his own party as we approach 2024?
I think I'm focused on the next election, not 2024, believe it or not. We've got a midterm election that's going to determine which way the wind is blowing in America for the next couple of years. And I think absolutely we are making the progress that the American people sent us to make. There's nothing that will be more satisfying to my constituents in a very closely divided district in New Jersey than being able to say we're going to lower prescription drug prices while making Amazon pay taxes. Who can be against that? And we're getting it done.
You make a good point because you are in one of the few remaining, frankly, potential swing districts, the way these districts are currently drawn around the country here. When you speak to voters, what's pushing them right now? Because you also know that inflation is high, it's staying high, interest rates are going up, people are concerned about a recession after 2 quarters of negative growth. Is it the economy, stupid, or are they paying attention to these legislative wins?
Well, the legislative wins have everything to do with the economy. My constituents want us to focus on fighting inflation, not banning abortion. They want us to focus on delivering for them jobs through infrastructure, lower costs for health care and prescription drugs, dealing with gas prices, which are fortunately beginning to come down, not starting crazy culture wars over issues that we thought were settled many years ago, not having ridiculous debates about whether storming the Capitol might have been legitimate discourse. And so I think this election is basically MAGA versus the middle class. Democrats are focused on delivering on kitchen table issues for our constituents, and the Republicans seem to be consumed with debates that a lot of moderate Republicans in my district just don't recognize their party anymore.
I'm going to put you on the spot here because one of your Democratic colleagues, Congressman Dean Phillips, he was asked if he wants Biden to run in 2024, and he said he respects him as a leader in this term, but does not want him to run then. Do you agree he shouldn't run in 2024?
Well, as I said at the beginning, I'm focused on the next election. I think it's a strange feature of American democracy that we're having debates about elections 3 years, about who should run 3 years before that election comes. And I don't think it's healthy, actually, for us to be having that debate right now. The president should be focused on delivering on the economy, on ensuring that Ukraine wins the war against Russia, on protecting America and the world. I don't want him to be focused on 2024 right now. I want all of us to be focused on the issues that matter to our voters.
But before we go, a Saudi-funded new golf tournament in the LIV Tour, as it's known, kicked off at Trump's Bedminster Golf Course. This happens to be inside your congressional district. We had the president, former president, say yesterday, still an open question as to who's behind 9/11, but you have a lot of American golfers, in effect, taking a lot of Saudi money to come play for it. What's your reaction?
I think this is disgusting. Nobody, and certainly not a former president of the United States, should be taking money from the Saudi monarchy to help them whitewash their human rights record and to undermine an American professional sports league. Can you imagine if the Saudis decided to set up a competitor to Major League Baseball and offered Aaron Judge $200 million? Like, a lot of people would be upset. And for a former president to be basically taking money to help them do this is something that we should all be against.
Tom Malinowski, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.